Hello and welcome to Fiona's Creative Canvas. I'm Fiona and today I'm going to do a flower dip. I had my bloom paints out. I've got a big container full of leftover bloom paints and I had all these pretty colours and I thought, I wonder how the bloom style paint, which is a bit thicker, will go for a flower dip. I've got this British Paints Walls Interior. This is a colour called Night Sky, so it's black. And I'm going to put that down first and then I'm going to see how these go. I also have this rubbish, and you're probably wondering why have I got rubbish. This has come off of the canvases and I thought I might use that to dip. So let's get started. Okay, I've just checked my colours and just made sure that they weren't too thick because they've been sitting for a while. And these are the ones I'm going to go with. I'm not too sure about the fluorescent orange, but it's more of a pinky purple red colour, I guess. So let's put the base down first. Now I want to make sure that my whole base is covered and it's not too thick to start with. So I probably will spin this out. Let's just check that. Just square it off a bit and then I'll give it a gentle spin, I think. And then I'll check my corners. Okay, so I've got my base covered. Now I'm going to find the centre, which I'd say is roughly there. Right, what colour am I going to start with? Now I've also got my white swipe mix just to see if I can get some extra cells. I want to start with a dark colour, but I think I've got some transparencies here. So I might start with this. It's the Taubmans Hot Pink. Now, as I said, this is going to be really quite thick. And then I might go the light pink. I think this is Taubmans Pink. I think it's just called pink. And then we'll try the red. And a bit of the purple. I think this is amethyst. I think this has got a little bit of deco art and all sorts in it. Then I'm going to put some swipe mix. Which is Amsterdam's Titanium White. Oh, and then we'll go hot pink. Could you imagine if we got hot pink cells? That would be crazy. This is a fluorescent pink. I think it's by Reeves, that one. Choices. Go. I think this is probably Liquitex Deep Violet. I'm gonna go the white. Ooh, no, I'm gonna go the white again. And then I'm gonna add some gold. And a little bit of orange, fluorescent orange. and then the red. And I'm just trying to decide now if I want to pick this up and twist it, or do we just want to keep it as a 5-petal flower? I do really quite like the 5 petals. I guess for this test, because I've mostly done 5 petals, and because this is a different paint, let's stick with that. I'm just going to torch that. I can see a few bubbles. Now let's go white again. I'm going to do the light pink, and then I'm going to work my way darker. Amethyst, hot pink. There's not much of this left, so maybe I'll use the rest of that. And red. And the deep violet in the middle. Just blow down on the top. Let's get some of that paint down. And then we're going to lift off. I probably should have put more gold, but I haven't. That's okay. Let's lift. Gonna add a little bit more of this in the middle. Okay, let's make some petals. Oops, not quite how I wanted that one. I wonder if I can fix that. Ooh, taking a bit of extra colour through. Okay, so I've got my piece of plastic here that I've cut off. Let's put it down. This is the interesting thing about this, is we're going to see it exactly in the middle, what's going on. And make sure I can see an air bubble there, so let's just make sure that's coated in paint. Another one there. They do make interesting little spots if you leave them, but I don't want big ones. All right. Oh, I've had a few failures. with the flowers. All right. Here we go, I guess. Oh my goodness. I'm not sure I haven't got much over there. That's okay. All right. Here we go. It's a lot of black. This is such thick paint, so I don't know how well it's going to go. But I can see the middle. I'm going to lift it from the middle. Oh, no. I didn't get the middle. But I have to say, it looks like we've got a really interesting angle. I do need to move that down. There's a lot of bubbles. So I'm going to pop those. But I can see a dimension to this, which is really quite cool. It's like these, yeah. Okay, where's my torch? I'm going to pop these crazy bubbles that we ended up with. What on earth happened there? I'm going to use the torch because it seemed to create a skin. So here's a good tip for you if you don't have a torch. Get something pokey and you can just pop the bubbles. Do I want to try and add a leaf? No, I'm not going to add a leaf because I think this is actually could look quite good. I've just got to make sure that my center is about here before I start spinning, because otherwise the paint all moves one way. I'll worry about the bubbles after I've spun it. Alright, let's give it a light spin and see what's happening. I think that's going to come quite a bit off, but I do want to expand these more, so, and I've got too much paint on there, so we're going to lose quite a bit of that top petal. I don't know where that spot's come from. Pop some of these bubbles. Do I need to get any more paint off? It's quite thick. It is house paint. Moving this. I wonder if I can. Never tried that before. Have I got a tiny palette knife? Okay, I'm not going to do my little spikes now, my stamen now. I'm going to do it after it's dry. Let me show you. It's a pretty pink. Some little bits happening on the outside. Alright, I'll bring him in for the wet result. Okay, here it is wet. There's some tiny little cells. Remember, this paint's thick, so that must be why they have come out, but quite small. This bit here, this is telling me to put a long stamen in on top of that, I reckon. Like I said, I'm going to do that when it's dry, so we'll cut to it after this and you can see me painting something on. Haven't quite decided what colours or anything yet, but yeah, I will bring you back when it's dry. Oh, check this out. It's like a little rainbow. Yeah, I'll bring you back for the painting. Okay, here's the dry result. I'm not going to bring you in yet because it has cracked. So this paint, like I said, is quite a bit thicker. You can see a raised bit in the middle as well. So I was going to paint the stamens, but while I'm doing that, I'm going to fix up these cracks as well. I haven't done a lot of embellishing, so this is kind of newish for me. So let's get a few brushes out. Might need to get some water. This is my teeny tiny brush. Just getting small ones out, I think. And I've got these colours back out. I did grab this one as well, which is from my Swipe collection, which is, I think it is the Liquitex Deep. I don't think this one is. This is probably a bit of a mixture. So that might be good in the cracks, or I might get the black out because the cracks are really on the edge where there's black. So I'll get started. Maybe I'll just grab it from here. All right, let's have a go at painting. Don't know if I want extra stamens. I think I might just go with the one. Nice. I will bring you in for the dry result. Okay, here is the dry result. And you can see this lip of thick paint around here. I think this one is going to need resin on it. The parts where I painted the cracks is perfect. It blended really well. I love the stamen in the middle, and I tried to blend that a little bit so that it kind of disappeared into the middle. I still love this rainbow part here. There's a bit of a rainbow over this side as well. But yeah, I love the shape, love the dimension, and I think a pop of resin on the top of this will just finish it off nicely. So that's it for this one, guys. I hope you enjoyed it, and I shall see you all in the next one. Bye.